All right, hello. We're here for, I think, episode 6, 5, I don't know, of the MilkCrate podcast. We got Doug, we got Sam, and we got me. I'm Jaime. All right, so this week's topic is going to be the Xbox. And the reason specifically for this podcast being that is that next week, or in like 3 days from when we're recording this, Xbox is going to announce new games. They're going to have like a whole conference on the Xbox One Series X. So we're going to talk about that for a while. And basically, I guess whatever we want to be, like the games that maybe they'll show. And I know, Doug, you have the Xbox One S or the X?
I have the S, yeah.
The S? Yeah. And that thing is pretty goddamn powerful.
Yeah.
And then earlier, Sam was saying that he doesn't have an Xbox. He wasn't like super into gaming. But you mentioned you played Red Dead Redemption 2. And that was off your PC, or what was that off of?
My friend Leo had a PS4. I'm not qualified on this topic. You could get more out of me about hentai, and I don't really watch hentai, but I still know, like, I've watched some, a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, still, like, playing Red Dead Redemption 2, because, like, visually, at least, that game looked freaking amazing. Like, goddamn, did that game look good.
You know how I started playing it?
How?
Had a really intense, like, discussion with my ex-girlfriend the night before, and we broke up. I woke up, I went to work. She broke up with me for the day, and then I went out
for the day.
Yeah, she was like, let's take a break, and then
okay.
We basically, like, in bed with her, I was like, yeah, like, this is fun, but I'd never marry you. Like, it's something I'd said to a woman.
Damn. Straight to the point with that one.
Yeah, but she was also kind of like, yeah, I know this would never, but whatever. And she was right,
Yeah.
And then Dustin, my friend Dustin, had bought Red Dead 2 to play it on, because me and Leo lived together. And this girl lived next door to us. And so the next, like, a day passes, and I'm just kind of trying to get my mind off of, like, being sad. And so I start playing Red Dead, and then she texts me, and she's like, let's talk. And then we talked, and we got back together, and I kept playing Red Dead. And maybe a week later, I was like, man, I should have just... Because I started playing Red Dead as, like, a way to cope. The thing to get my... Because, like, a video game can be as time-consuming as a girl. And
yeah,
at some point, I realized, like, I should have just stayed broken up so I could just play Red Dead uninterrupted. She was summoning me to her room and to hang out, and I just... man, I just want to play Red Dead Redemption 2. Like,
Yeah.
just leave me alone,
Oh, God.
Nice.
Yeah, you probably should have just stuck with Red Dead, but oh well.
I mean, I did kind of in the end, I still, like, just played it. I'd lie to her. I'd say, like, it's like I was cheating, I'd say, like, I'm at the library, but I was playing Red Dead.
God damn, dude.
The library.
Yeah. I don't know, I feel like a lot of people aren't super into video games, at least around our age, not as much as they were when they were younger. But I think that's actually why this upcoming Xbox thing is so important for the company. Because for them, like, I mean, let's be real for a sec. Like, I don't know if you know this, Sam, but, like, the Xbox One, it didn't sell that well. Like, nowhere near as well as the Xbox 360 or the Wii or the PlayStation 3. And I think it was, like, the PlayStation 4, it almost doubled the amount of sales that the Xbox One had.
Popular console, I know that much.
Yeah. And, like, a lot of people, they kind of got burnt out from the Xbox, because for the first, like, I don't know, 3-4 years, it was not that good. Like, it came out with Halo 4, a lot of people didn't like that.
Nope.
That was kind of it for, like, the first 4 years or 5 years. And then Halo 5 came out, a lot of people didn't like that. So, there was like a certain just giant gap for fans, and like a lot of them kind of switched over to the PlayStation 4, and it's whatever.
Yeah.
They're doing what they just think is most fun for video games. But I think they really have to knock people's socks off with this new Xbox during this next presentation to get those people back. Like the people who used to play video games, like they, that's who they got to reach.
Yeah. I think Phil Spencer is actually the one that's running the whole Xbox project, and he was the one who was running the Xbox 360 project, which was when it, and then he left when the Xbox One, like he wasn't there for the Xbox One. So essentially, I'm hoping it'll be like that'll be the reason why it's so or like a lot better this year. Essentially, I mean, he's very smart dude. I think he can do it, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, and because I think I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago, PlayStation had like their own version of this. Like they had a little conference where they finally showed what the PlayStation 5 looked like. They announced like 20 games, and me and Doug were texting earlier, just like one of the games was Ratchet and Clank. Like, Sam, did you ever play that game back in the day?
No.
But like
Fire
it was
game.
a huge nostalgia thing for people watching it, because they're just like, yeah, like they're bringing back all this old stuff, and that's what I'm hoping Xbox does. Like I don't know, like what games did you guys play when you were younger? Like I don't know, around like 10 or whatever, that was just like the funnest game for you. Like what did you enjoy the most back in the day?
Mine was definitely Need for Speed or Ratchet and Clank, but
Ooh.
I mean, with the whole, because Ratchet and Clank can be sold on Sony, unfortunately. I mean, I would love to play it again. I mean, I probably will, but it's not like enough for me to change to Sony just for that. I mean, it's more of like a nostalgia thing than it is like I'm actually super excited for the game. Like I'm super excited for the new Halo. I think it's gonna be rebooted really well. I think it'll be dope.
Yeah. And then Sam, you mentioned that like before the podcast that you kind of played like the Batman games, like the Arkham ones. Like, was there anything else that you played? Like, cause you also had a Wii, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what do you play on the Wii?
We
Mario Kart or something?
Wii Sports.
Wii Sports. Dude, Wii Sports was tight.
It was. It was.
I didn't even have Super Smash Bros.
What?
Yeah, but my brother got a Wii U and then also a Switch, so I've played a good amount of Smash
Yeah.
through that. Yeah, man. No, like I've never owned an Xbox. Xbox is probably the console I've played the least. I have to ask you guys, why are we speaking about just the Xbox and not, because the PS5 is coming out too, and like
Yes.
everyone, it seems, is more excited about. I know I am. Like I want to play on the PS5. I don't really give a fuck about the Xbox. I'm sorry for getting paid by them. You could have told me that.
I wish. Yeah. I wish I was getting paid by them.
Okay, so why just the focus on the Xbox?
I mean, we don't just have to focus on Xbox. I just thought it'd be interesting because in like 3 days they have their conference,
Okay.
and like a lot of people are kind of anticipating it more after the PlayStation one, because it's like, oh, now they have to follow up on what PlayStation did. Like because PlayStation, like, it's like you said, like it got so many people excited. It got me insanely excited.
But if you look at Twitter, it's just a bunch of people talking about like eating old ladies' pussies to get the PlayStation 5. No one's talking about
I mean, I'll do what I gotta do to get that.
one. What, I don't even remember what it's fucking called. Is it the Xbox One?
Huh?
The name of
What,
it
the
is
new one?
the Xbox One Series X, which I think is a terrible name. I think they're
I'm
gonna
pretty
just
sure they
end up
changed
calling
it.
it the Xbox. I haven't heard
They're
them
calling
change
it the Xbox. Another
But
thing. Sorry.
that's a good point though, because like there are like PlayStation people who are just like like fuck Xbox, and there are Xbox people who are like, hey, fuck PlayStation, and there are people with the Switch just like, hey, fuck both you.
PC gamers and all this stuff, and there's people who don't play video games.
Yeah, I'm just here to have a good time. I just want to play the fun games.
Yeah. Agreed.
And like I was talking with my brother, I don't know, like a couple weeks ago or something, and we were playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare with a buddy of ours who was on Xbox, and we're just talking about just like, oh, this game called The Last of Us came out, which I have not finished yet. So people in the comments, you better not fucking spoil that for me. But we were talking just like, yeah, it'd be cool if this game were an Xbox, but I don't want it to be because of funding wise. Like PlayStation gave a lot of money to that company that made it to be like, no, you're making it for us. And like that's kind of the same thing Microsoft is doing. Like they're dumping a ton of money into Halo, and it's just like you're for us.
Well,
Although I think it
Halo's
might
always
also
been
be
for
on
Microsoft.
PC. Well, that's the point though. Like that's the same with what PlayStation did. It's
Yeah,
like we're not
yeah.
gonna let these go on like our competing consoles, because like, you know, that's what sells their hardware.
Yeah, same thing with like
Yeah.
Forza on Xbox. I say Forza and Halo are kind of their main two.
Yeah.
Forza's fun. I used to drive the wrong way and get into car accidents.
Nice.
Need for Speed is fun. I personally I prefer the Need for Speed games, like Need for Speed Most Wanted. That one was awesome.
Agreed.
Yeah, Forza's dope.
Yeah, for me, when it comes down to it with consoles, I don't really give a shit about the specs because they're gonna be very similar no matter what. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter how. Like, I mean, unless there was like a miracle when some genius person just figured out something that's gonna be way better than anyone else. But for the most part, it'll be very, very similar.
You
And
mean the Soldier Boy console?
yes, that exactly. That was genius.
Sam, do you
But
know about that? The Soldier Boy console?
He was on the Breakfast Club, and then like he has AirPods, and he had just like he created all these things, like just knockoff products.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
I think I did actually see a walkthrough of a game on the Soldier Boy console. Maybe.
It was just like a bunch of illegally downloaded Nintendo games, and then it was like, no, like you cannot sell this. Like we're about to sue your ass. And he was like, okay, I won't sell it.
Made the beat for Soldier Boy Tell 'Em also.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
He made that beat. He produced the beat for Soldier Boy Tell 'Em for that song.
Oh, I did not know that.
He should make a new album. He'd make a lot of money.
yeah, he
Yeah.
would. He could definitely have a comeback.
But will he? I don't think he will.
It's just it's just I don't think he wants it. I don't think he really cares. I think he's living his life.
Yeah, yeah.
He's off cranking that Soldier Boy, whatever the hell that means.
He's got
Yeah.
a wife maybe to do that.
Well,
Is that what that means?
That's what it sounds like. Crank that.
Oh.
well. Back to consoles. When it
Oh yeah. I interrupted you.
when it like comes down to it, for me, it's all about the remote controller. I mean, which is one of the main reasons why I've always been an Xbox fan, especially now. It's just that was interesting. It was I don't know. Their controllers are just ergonomical, whereas in the PlayStation, I mean, nothing against PlayStation, it's just I feel like I have to try to hold it, and then it gets like sweaty and slippery, and it's like I don't know. It's just not like it doesn't like fit in your hand really, which is I mean that's my biggest complaint. That's and probably my only complaint about Sony. I love Sony, but their controllers isn't as up to par for me personally.
I feel like a lot of people probably agree with you because like they announced the new looking controller, and it looks a lot. No joke looks like a between of the current PlayStation controller fused with the Xbox One controller.
Yeah, yeah. It's like slowly getting closer to an ergonomical look.
Yeah, like every console generation, they just keep trying to improve it, which is like, that's good. They're listening to people's feedback. But then
Yeah.
Xbox is also like, they just kind of hit gold. So it's like, why?
Yeah,
Minor tweaks, like don't mess with
Yeah.
what's working.
yeah. Like they added a don't break what's not don't break what's
Don't-
not broken.
Or don't
Right?
fix what's not broken. Something like
Don't-
that.
If it's not broke, don't fix it. That's
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
Like all they really did was I mean I know the D-pad looks a little different, which is it's more ergonomical, and then
Yeah.
they also added a share button. I mean that was one thing that Sony definitely had over Xbox for a while, and it's not like a make or break thing for most people, but it's definitely just a little nice additive to have.
Yeah. For some reason on the PlayStation controller, they have like a touchpad, which I have almost never used it's basically just always been like just click it as like another button. Like I've seen like 2 games actually use the touchpad.
Hmm.
It's out. I think it's kind of dumb that they have it, but
That's like a touchscreen. Like you can operate that like a touchscreen.
yeah, it doesn't like show a picture on it, but it works as a touchscreen.
No way, man. I
Huh.
didn't know that.
Me
Yeah.
neither.
Yeah, well, it's because like no game actually utilizes it.
Yeah, I mean, what would it be utilized for? I mean,
The only one I've seen it work well was for a game called Infamous, which was actually pretty tight. Like that was one of the sellers kind of for the PlayStation back in the day.
mhm.
But it's more of like you would swipe it and the dude would do like a different type of power because he was like a superhero
Oh.
almost type guy.
That's kind of cool.
And it was just like for something like that kind of makes sense. But like for most games, like Red Dead Redemption 2, you'd probably never use that touch thing, right? Because like
I don't know. I play
No, man.
Call of Duty and I never freaking touch it. It just uses it as like a normal button.
No,
So
definitely not. Yeah, like I said, I had no idea.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
a menu. I don't know. It's something to interact. I can't even really remember what purpose it served at all.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it really doesn't have much of a purpose, but hopefully they find something that actually works with it. If not, then maybe just get rid of it. But oh well.
Yeah.
I feel like when it comes down to it, I mean, like most products that are competing, price, but like, I mean, I've heard that the PlayStation could be like 700 to like a grand, and
Oh yeah.
and the Xbox I've only heard. Well, for one, they have their regular size, and then there's rumors that there's also going to be the smaller size, which is a literal cube, which I think is awesome. It's literally
What,
a
we're
game.
talking like Rubik's Cube size or something?
Yeah, no, like it's literally it's half the size of their regular size one. It looks like a GameCube,
Oh wow.
and that one is rumored to be $400, and then
Oh.
the regular one is rumored to be around 600 to 650 or something. But essentially, all the rumors for Xbox are way lower than all the rumors for the PlayStation 5. I mean, I
Yeah.
think it'll be closer together in the end. But if Xbox can pull off that smaller version, like the Cube, everyone's gonna buy that. I mean, that's just awesome.
Yeah.
It
This
is
is like these. Go.
way more reasonable, but I will say, you get what you pay for, man.
Yeah.
Eh,
Yeah. Price is a huge factor for people because like they're not cheap machines. You know, it's like
yeah,
they're gonna range from 4 to who knows how much, hundreds of dollars. And, you know, like doesn't matter even if you're rich. Like that's still a significant amount of money for like almost everyone on the planet.
my thinking behind it is like, even if like, the PlayStation 5 is better, like the specs are going to be so close enough that you won't even be able to really tell the difference. So like, who really cares? Like
Yeah.
like my phone, I have the Pixel 3a, which is only like $300 $400, but I haven't seen any difference with any like $1,000 phone, just because
Yeah.
the specs are
Yeah.
like, they're so close that you don't notice. It's just cheaper. That so like, yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the better buy essentially.
I heard a rumor for PlayStation that they're going to have because they're going to have 2 versions. Like they have the discless one and then the one where you can still put the disc in. And I heard the discless one might be 500 to compete with Xbox's
Oh, okay.
500 one, but then the one with the disc might be 600.
Yeah,
So I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That
Yeah.
like because I'm pretty sure PlayStation's is going to be more expensive just because it's harder for them to make it than Microsoft.
yeah. The
So
5
it's
to
like
600.
just have one
sounds-
that competes at least. Doesn't have to be
Yeah.
cheaper necessarily, but
Yeah.
who knows? That might come to bite them in the ass in the future.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I mean, this year I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see which who comes out as top dog, because I think it's finally Xbox's year again. It's been too long of being a sad boy Xbox player.
And like I want Xbox to do well. I've had PlayStation, like I had the PS3, the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 4 right now. Never owned an Xbox. I have the Switch and like other Nintendo stuff as well. And it's like I want Xbox to do well cuz it's like they make good games. Like they make Halo, which is freaking awesome, or at least it used to be. I hear Gears of War is pretty good. And it's funny. They had a game before. I don't know if you remember this, Doug. It was called Sunset Overdrive. You guys ever remember seeing like a trailer for that? It did not sell well. It did horrible. And they were trying to use that for people to like buy the Xbox One like 8 years ago.
Lol.
That company went and made that Spider-Man game for the PlayStation 4, which sold like I don't know, 15 million units.
I played that.
Wow.
It's awesome. It's such a good game.
So good, yeah.
And like
Agreed.
PlayStation, they bought that company from Microsoft. And I feel like there must have been someone at Microsoft, like one of the executives or something, where they're just like, yeah, we had this crappy company. We're going to sell it for not too much to PlayStation. And then like 2 years later, they're just like, how the hell did you guys make this amazing game? Like, where was this when we owned you? So it's just like, I don't know if there's like a leadership problem there at Microsoft, or if like they just, you know, didn't fund them enough or something. But it's just like, I feel like if they just invest more into the companies and stuff that they already own, like you're gonna get those amazing games again. And I think that's what they're finally doing.
Yeah, I feel like I mean, I'm most excited about the new Halo game, mostly because I mean the trailer looks phenomenal for one. The Xbox trailer also looks phenomenal, and yeah, I mean, you know, ever since Halo 4 came out, I've been very, very, very disappointed in them.
Yeah.
That was also when they switched like the company who made Halo, they switched to I don't remember what they're called now, but essentially, yeah, it's not the same company as one that used to be really good. But
That
they're
makes
trying,
sense why there was such a change in quality.
yeah. But now they're trying to just bring back the old Halo. I feel like I think it's just going to be like an extremely nice Halo Reach, which I would be very, very happy to see because that game was flawless.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully that they put out something, because I feel like we're about to be in a dry spell for like video games, which is a little weird.
Yeah.
Because
Because I know because I know like the Nintendo Switch, they have nothing slated for the rest of the year. Like no release date on any of their games that like, you know, would be releasing.
Well, I
They've
mean,
just said like, yeah, we're working on stuff, but nothing's coming out for the next half year.
yeah. At least all
longer.
you ever need on Nintendo is Smash. That's all
Mario
you really
Kart
need.
2.
And Mario
Kart's today. Dude, I know like we kind of mentioned it before, like the whole controller thing with like PlayStation and Xbox changing it. What the hell is Nintendo smoking? Where they go from like
Dude,
the
honestly.
Wii nunchuck to like a giant little iPad, and then back to like an iPad and a nunchuck combined thing. That's like, what is
Yeah.
going on over there? I just want a normal controller to play games.
super innovative. You can bring the Switch on a plane. You can hook it up to a TV. Like you can fucking. It's sick, man.
Honestly, I was hoping that they would make multiple versions of the Switch, which they kind of did. Because there's one where like you don't have to hook it up to the TV, or you can't hook it up to the TV.
You can just play it like a PSP, and then you can also like it has a stand built in. So if you're
Yeah.
like, if you want to like use the nunchucks, and then like they're like it's like having like two nunchucks.
Yeah, but like for me personally, like if they had a version where it's only hooked up to the TV, I would have bought that instead. Because I have not once used it in that handheld mode. Like I hate that that's a thing.
People, I've seen people do it like. I think my brother brought it on a plane. Went on a plane ride. Yeah, people like to play the
Yeah.
Switch on the plane. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean a lot of people like I'm in the minority of people who like don't like that that's a thing. It's like it's good for other people, but it also would have made it cheaper if there were just two separate versions.
Yeah.
But oh well.
Yeah, I'm in
It's
that
still
same
fun.
minority. I mean, I would never really. I mean, I just don't like playing video games without a controller in my hand. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just like playing a phone game to me, if not. But I mean, to each their own.
Yeah, like if people like it, it's good for them, but just for me, it's eh. But yeah, I'm surprised that PlayStation announced as many games as they did for like the next console, and they were a bunch of games that I had never heard of from companies I didn't expect. Like I did not expect them to bring back Ratchet and Clank. Like
Yeah,
that
that
was a
was
huge
dope.
surpriser to me. And then like the new Spider-Man game, the new Horizon Zero Dawn game, and then like a couple others that I'm forgetting.
Yeah, I actually haven't watched that yet. I need to give that a look ski, look
Oh,
ski.
like the whole conference, or what do you mean?
Yeah, yeah, the
Oh yeah,
conference. I haven't seen it yet.
yeah.
I honestly didn't
I
even know it already happened.
yeah, I watched it live. I think it was like the day before 4th of July, or like something like that. It was
Oh,
around 4th of
okay.
July.
That's probably why I was doing things. I was not available during that time.
Oh yeah, you were on a vacation,
Yeah,
right?
I was on a small
Yeah.
vacation.
Where'd you go?
Yeah.
Still quarantining. I just went to Justin's house.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, yeah, it was nice. Or he doesn't live.
Yeah,
Yeah,
whatever the name of it is, I'll just bleep it out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot that it's on the internet and people can kill people.
No, I've bleeped out before, like me and Doug were mentioning before where we lived, and I actually bleeped out the name of it, like I've bleeped it out before, and I bleeped out my dad's name too. So yeah, a lot of bleeping.
Yeah.
Some that would be offensive, like to specific groups of people.
Like if I said I'm gonna bleep that out.
Yeah, probably. Or like I'll bleep that one out.
Probably should bleep that one out. We could just,
Okay.
Yeah.
just cut the segment.
Have you ever wanted some quality earbuds for working out, lounging around, listening to music, or watching shows? Well, one of the main problems with most of the earbuds out there is that they don't really sound that great, and they're too expensive. Well, the good news is that you don't have to spend $250 on some fruity company. You don't even have to spend $200 for a company named after a number, not even $130 from a company named after something in space. No, I'm here to tell you that you only need to spend $70 for earbuds that are just as good, if not better, than their competitors. That's right, I'm talking about Pamu earbuds. Now, normally these earbuds are priced at the same amount as their competitors because that's the price you need to pay for quality earbuds. But the good news is you can get them for $70. Use our code MilkBox18 for an additional 18% discount off your order. Once again, that's MilkBox18 with capital M and a capital B. Thanks, Padmate, for sending us a pair to test out, and hope you enjoy them. Another thing that's like, it's weird that, because, we were talking about like some video games, they won't be coming out. We're going to have that same drought for TV shows and movies, which is unfortunate.
Yep.
And like, I think we're actually in that drought right now.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of movies got delayed, like Tenet. I was hoping to watch that, but
Yeah, Tenant's like, I don't know. They keep saying
Yeah.
they pushed it back to August, like it was going to be the only theatrical release, but it's just not safe. So I don't know. Tenet will definitely be like the first movie that comes out in theaters.
oh yeah.
And you know what? No
You
one's
bleep
even
out
talked
swear
about it. The
words.
newest Bond movie.
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
So
Okay.
it came out like 2 weeks before Tenet, in April. It came out like the first week of April, and we were like, we were in quarantine then, and like, or maybe it came out like right as quarantine
Okay.
started. And I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened to it because it's not even like Tenet where they're like where it's still in the news and they're thinking about when to release it. I don't know where it is. Like I want to see it. It's the newest Bond movie. I don't know what the.
It's already made?
Yeah, dude. It was
Yeah.
theaters. Like I think it was, or it was like 2 weeks away from release, and I don't know what they're doing. What's going on with it?
I think some other countries were able to watch it for like a day. Like people were definitely able to watch a little bit of it. It may have been at like a couple premieres of it, like for like the first night, but that got shut down real hard. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I heard Netflix is like really stocked up. Like they're stocked up till 2021 or through 2021 or something. Like
Oh
they have a
wow.
lot of content, but it's all Netflix originals. You know, so it's kind of
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I recently got a HBO Max and I'm loving it. It's great.
Oh yeah.
I have HBO Max too. You know what you should look into, dude?
What?
This streaming service called Criterion, and
Oh.
it's like this really good, um, it's like this really good like. It's not quite as like big as Netflix. Like it's no Netflix. It's not as like awesome.
Yeah.
I say that because I just realized like I just said that Netflix originals suck, and if I ever want to like work with Netflix, I do regret saying that. But like, come on, most of them, with fucking 13 Reasons Why. Like we started with House of Cards, and then they all went. It just kind of went to shit after that. Beast of No Nation was a good movie.
That
Yeah.
was great.
So if we're being honest with ourselves, they're pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean,
They have a good track record.
South Park did a whole episode on that where they were just like, "Do you have an idea? All right, here's some money. Like just
Yeah, you're
any
greenlit."
idea."
And then there was that bit in Rick and Morty about it.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
too.
remember that bit.
But HBO Max, there's this thing. They have a bunch of movies from this streaming service called Criterion, and it's just very like they're just like very like artsy fartsy like cinephile lover like just movies.
Sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, there's some good shit on HBO Max. They have I don't think they have Rafifi, which is really a good movie, but actually that left Criterion. But there's this movie called M. It's this German movie that's on Criterion. I've seen the first half. I got to finish it one day. It's very good. There's just like if you want to like kind of like expand your knowledge of film, HBO Max is like there's a good place to do it. If you just like search on HBO Max Criterion,
Ooh.
it'll show you a lot of stuff. Also, they have like all of Studio Ghibli.
So,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
dude, they also have. I love how they have their little segment where they have. I don't know. I guess all their studios, and they have Adult Swim on there. I'm like, that's sick.
Hell yeah.
I've never seen Adult Swim. I mean, they're on like Hulu, kind of, not really, but like literally just a whole Adult Swim segment. I mean, which I mostly don't really care about, but I love Rick and Morty. That's kind of the main reason. But
Yeah.
yeah, and then on HBO Max, I recently started watching Euphoria. Have you guys seen
How
that?
is that? I've heard a lot about it.
Crazy,
Euphoria is a good show.
crazy. I'm so like it's very flip floppy. I'm like very disturbed, and then
Oh
like
my.
kind of emotional, and then disturbed again. There's a lot of getting disturbed. That's for sure. There's a lot of disturbing shit.
It's just like a drama, right?
Yeah.
It's a drama. It's just about like imagine like a high school drama, but like you take like it's just like the most fucked up thing like a high schooler could possibly doing, dude.
Yeah.
Just like
Damn.
it's like a almost like a satire on like modern high school. It's not even like it's just turned to the extreme.
Yeah. Everything is
I'll have to
very
watch it then.
extreme.
There's probably like aspects of that in different high schools throughout the United States, but like there's no high school where all of those things are happening.
Yeah, no.
Damn.
No, it's great, and Zendaya is really she's super talented.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great show. I kind of got HBO Max. I was considering that because I like didn't have HBO because my mom
Mhm.
like sold all of our cable, and
Yeah.
I just saw HBO. I wanted to watch Curb Your Enthusiasm, and
Yep.
Oh yeah. Great show.
I guess season 2 of Euphoria won't be coming out for another like 2 years or something at this point.
Damn.
Wow. I don't have HBO Max. I'm annoyed because like in my house we use Roku's.
Yeah.
It's not on Roku.
It's not on
Which is
Roku.
disappointing.
Yeah, I have
Oh.
a Roku, and I got HBO Max, and I expected it to be out on the Roku, but it's not.
That's weird.
Yeah, I just
It-
need to connect my
it's-
laptop to the.
They
It's
still let you use like HBO Now, I think. Like you can log in like that. But
And there's still like most of what's on HBO Max is on HBO Now, but it's still not like none of the Studio Ghibli, none of the Criterion stuff.
Even DC
Yeah.
stuff isn't on there, and that's like
On what?
directly under them.
Joker is on HBO now though.
DC's on
Oh.
it. Oh, HBO Now versus HBO Max. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
use to
Me?
go on HBO Max?
My Xbox.
And there's an HBO
Hmm.
Max app on your Xbox?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, dude. But it's not, I don't know
Yeah.
how they fucked up and didn't get it through Roku. Like
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. It has to happen.
by the
It's-
end of the year or something, bro. Like, cause
They're like fighting right now. That's why it's not on there.
what?
Oh.
So Roku and HBO, they're like butting heads, because usually how these things work is, like, let's say someone signs up for HBO through the Roku app. HBO gets a cut of that subscription every month. And that's how it works with Apple, Google, all the companies, like Xbox too. And HBO is like, no, we don't. I don't know necessarily what, if it's like they're asking too much, or if they're like, you're not going to get a cut of it anymore. I don't know like those specifics, but that is why they're butting heads, because of like some amount of money from the cost.
I mean, what else would they think about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always about money.
Hey, you
Yeah,
know what would
yeah.
suck? What if eventually Roku's like, you know what? Fuck you, and just takes HBO Now off of like there's nothing HBO Go, nothing's on Roku.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy. I don't think like that couldn't possibly happen, but
I think on my Roku remote there's a goddamn HBO Now button. And I'm just like, come on, man. Like, you have the buttons for these companies built into your remote, and you're not going to support them.
I don't have an HBO Now button. I wish I did. I wish it was replaced the Disney Plus button.
Yeah. But they don't have Peacock on there either, for the same exact reason.
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking about checking that out. I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quick.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, I literally don't have. Well, I never use my Roku remote except for when to turn on my TV and like switch the inputs. But other than that, I literally do everything on my Xbox. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's a fuller controller. I mean, I've also never really used those straight to buttons. I don't know. I'm more of a. I like to take the steps myself. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
No, I
know.
get what you mean. It's just like, that's just kind of what we're used to.
Yeah.
So it's like, why change it? And like, it's
Yeah.
the difference of what, a second?
Yeah, it's
So.
like, it's not a big difference. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, that's actually one thing that I think Xbox does a lot better than PlayStation, like managing apps and like being able to watch them on TV. Like, I can't really explain it. It's just a much smoother process, I think.
Yeah. Besides the controller, one of my favorite things about Xbox over PlayStation is like, I don't know. A lot of people like the futuristic type of look or whatever, but I mean, like, I personally don't really. I mean, like, the interface specifically for Xbox is just like very simplistic. If you want to change the background, you can, but it's not like moving and like doing all this like stuff. And the apps, like, they're just squares instead of like rounded off with a like textured like look to it. I don't know. I just think, for personally, I don't need the extra fluff. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. It's just simplistic and easy to use.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it
And
looks
like,
good.
I hope, and hopefully Xbox, like, they run with that, you know?
Yeah.
Especially since I think even Xbox has the Peacock app.
Mhm.
It's just like, everything is getting it except like Roku, because they're just button heads, which is annoying.
Yeah. Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go back to Xbox talking, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I have a little something to add for the Xbox. I don't know if PlayStation has it, but does PlayStation does PlayStation have like essentially a game like Xbox's version of Game Pass? I don't know if they do or not.
do. It's called PlayStation Now. It's not as good as Xbox's. It's all right, but it's not that great.
Okay. Do you own that?
No, I've tried it out though.
Okay, yeah. I tried out the Xbox Game Pass as well. It was nice and all, but I mean, once again, personally for me, I don't really play a bunch of games at the same time. I just play one for like un- until I get bored of it. But I don't usually
Yeah.
ever get bored of it. Like I've been playing Apex Legends for the past like 3 years, 2 years, two
Really?
years, yeah, 2 years, yeah. Other than that, I
Nice.
sometimes play Forza, but like Forza's more of like a passive game. I don't even really play it like very intensely or anything. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like video games, but I'm very particular. Like before that,
Yeah.
I played Halo for like what 6 years, and that was kind of the only game I ever played. And then Black Ops 2, I played that for like 2 years. I haven't really played any other COD. I mean, I have played them, but I don't know. I'm a one game type of person at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to say I'm somewhat similar with like that, but at the same time I'm not because it's like I'll be that way, but with multiple games.
Yeah,
Like for Modern Warfare, I think I've put in a solid week's worth of time, like hours and minutes. I think I just like passed the week like a couple days ago.
hmm
Um, and then it's just like I'll play a lot of like Smash Bros, Mario Kart, The Last of Us. You know, it's like there are like 4 games at a time that I would just be obsessed with, and I won't play anything else. Although I guess I've gotten a lot more variety out of that because I've been doing like video game stuff for MilkBox because there's not much else I can do right now. Like I can't, you know, do like vlogs or some of the other stuff I wanted to do like skits just because I
yeah,
can't be around people.
yeah,
But so it's just a bunch of video game stuff for now, and that's been able to get me like a wider variety of stuff. Like I started playing the Walking Dead game last week, and it's just like that's kind of fun. I enjoy it. I love The Walking Dead. It's like that might do well with the channel. I don't know. But then it's like I don't think there are certain games that would work for the channel. Like I don't think playing something like I don't know, like probably playing Halo wouldn't work super well. Just unsure.
yeah. It's more of like it's more of an actual gameplay than it is like a talking point, I guess. You know, like
Yeah,
you could talk in it, but like most of it is just gonna be like yelling at your teammate or something. Like,
exactly. And like we have a buddy. I don't know. Have you met him, Sam? Like, did you ever meet him?
I think he has.
No,
He knows
maybe.
of him.
He knows of him. Yeah. But he's been like saying like, guys, you should like hop onto Warzone or like Apex or something to record it. I'm just like, yeah, if like we have a team of all the MilkBox people, that would actually be pretty fun.
Yeah, true.
But
Yeah, a lot of channels
yeah.
do that.
Yeah, but it's also like I don't want MilkBox to be a video game channel. You know, like I want us to do that sometimes.
Yeah,
But
not the main thing.
yeah,
Yeah. I feel like we could start doing. I mentioned this almost every single time we have a podcast. We could start doing challenges, and we could do it over a fucking screen. And
true.
depending on the challenge.
Were we talking about drinking a lot of milk last time?
Yes, yes.
Oh, were we?
That one I think would be a lot better to do just all together, like in person, because then we'll all just be together throwing up. But
Oh God.
like
Yeah.
I mean, we could do that, but I think it'd be better together. That one specifically.
Yeah.
You might be right.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
all out on the street.
Puking.
Yeah, perfect.
Well, I think we're about to wrap things up here, but before we do that, I want Doug to say if there's like anything you're hoping to come from the Xbox conference that's coming up in a few days, because I think this will be uploaded a day or two before they make their big like presentation conference or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Well, the number one thing I'm hoping for is that they announce a smaller version that is the Xbox Cube. I think
Yeah.
even if like if
Would
they
you buy that as opposed to like the bigger one? Okay.
I would 100% buy it. I mean, the specs, no matter what, I mean, they probably will be worse, obviously, but it's still going to be way better than what I have. And, like, what I have is totally fine. So, I mean, I just want, like, the extra benefits that it has that this doesn't have. Whereas, performance, like, the bigger one will definitely have 8K, and the smaller one probably won't have 8K. That's one thing I'd guess. And I mean, I don't have an 8K TV, so like, who cares? I mean,
I don't think most people have an 8K TV.
yeah, that's just kind of like, throwing out something that's ahead of their time, essentially, or kind of ahead. I mean, 8K is a thing, but it's not a thing. Like, everyone has a 4K TV now, so that, and then I wanted to see more Halo. I mean, we've already seen a lot of Halo, but I want to see gameplay. I want to see some more. I want to see what the gameplay looks like. Those are the main things.
Yeah. And then Sam, like, you're most likely not gonna buy a console, are you? Like, what would it take to get you to buy one? Would it be like the price, or like a game that just looks visually amazing or something?
I would need to have 48 hours in the day. If there was a 48-hour day, I would get. I just don't think I can do it. I think I'd get too hooked.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I got hooked before, like, into some games like Skyrim when that first came out, like, what, 10 years ago now?
Mm-hmm.
It's like I stopped playing it because I was spending way too much time on it, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
that's like the one game I actually felt, or no, two games, because League of Legends as well. Like,
Yeah,
those two
that
games,
was-
I'm just like, I am actually concerned I will spend way too much time on it, so I had to stop
Yeah.
playing it.
That's why I stopped playing League of Legends.
Yeah.
Way too much League of
I
Legends.
do like my system right now is like, and it's kind of been this way for the past like whatever how long. If there's a like, I'll play a game or I'll start playing a game and I'll get addicted, but it'll be like my friend's console. So like it's not like I can just binge. Like my freshman year of college, I played Uncharted 4 for like 3 days straight. I like didn't even leave the dorm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like I just like I just didn't like interact with P. I just like left to eat and like I maybe go to class, not even really that much. And yeah, I just kind of like just like really just like being unhealthy about it. And because like I feel like that's the only way that I can operate with something like that, like something that stimulating. I don't know if I could like consistently play something like that in a healthy way.
Yeah. I mean,
The system I have now.
another point would definitely be, I mean, for people who, probably don't have it, I mean, I don't use my Xbox only for gaming. I mean, I use my Xbox to watch on all my streaming services. I use it to watch YouTube. I use it to even go on the internet sometimes. That usually not because I don't have the keyboard on my controller, but yeah, I mean, besides that, I essentially use it as, the hub that I use everything on my TV for. Even I listen to music on there too. I use my Spotify on there too whenever I'm in my bedroom. I mean, it's a little bit of a hassle, but it's nice. I like seeing like this just giant screen with your giant playlist picture on there. It looks good. It's cool. So, like, yeah. I game on it obviously, but it's not like I only game on it. It's not the only use.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I have a Roku for stuff.
Yeah.
And like for me, it'd be pretty hard for me to switch from like PlayStation to Xbox, especially because like I have a lot of PlayStation games and controllers. So I don't really know what it would take for me to switch over. I guess it would probably take like, honestly, them buying out game companies or something like that, and like just getting more exclusives.
Yeah.
Hopefully though they do really well. Like I'm excited for the presentation. I'll probably watch it live, like I did the PlayStation and how I do with the Nintendo ones.
I'll definitely be doing that as well. I need to figure that out.
Yeah. And then I like the idea of us doing some type of challenge. Maybe next time we do a podcast, we should drink during it.
Like,
Do a challenge drinking related.
Maybe.
Like how many can someone take? What do you have in mind?
I'm not sure yet. I have some time to think on it though.
there's definitely I don't know.
We'll think of something. Maybe it doesn't have to be a podcast.
There's also other channels that they essentially do like drinking questions, and their questions are from the fans in the comments essentially, and you take all of those. That a lot of channels do. I mean, I don't know how many we'd be able to get in our comments, but and a lot of them would probably be complete bogus. But
yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's an idea for later too.
Yeah, or maybe I think I can finally do a setup where we play some Jackbox games, so that could be fun as well.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
We're working on different ideas to make the channel not stale.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sweet.
All right. Well, I think that wraps it up for the MilkCrate podcast. If you like this podcast, we have a few more that we had done already, so listen to those. And all right, thanks for watching, guys.